Hi everyone, I thought I'll jump on YouTube and do a very informal video today talking about a gap in you achieving your length retention or healthy afro texture hair goals. And it's a gap that I see consistently. It's a gap that I talk to those who are on my hair course about, and it's a gap that I really wish a lot more people would talk about. And that gap is your nutritional gap. So I see a lot of naturals talk about, their goals for 2020, and they've set out, their healthy hair regimen, which are superb. They have undertaken to wash their hair more regularly, deep condition more regularly, trim as they need to, throw in protein treatments as they need it, all the great practices that we know contributes directly to length retention. But consistently, what I see missing in these declarations are a commitment to eat better, a commitment to incorporate wholesome foods into their regimen, to eat a lot more greens than they're eating, and crucially, to pay attention to their protein intake. And so that is what I wanted to talk about today. The important role of nutrition in your hair care goals. We know that what we put in is what we get out. And by that, I simply mean that the quality of your food tends to show in your hair, tends to show in your skin as well. So great practices and putting a lot of great topical products on your hair is great. It's amazing. Paying attention to so many things that we already pay attention to, the types of chemicals that we wash our hair with, the types of deep conditioners that we use, the quality of our oils, those are all fantastic. But a lot of us are missing a key thing, and I cannot stress it enough. And that key thing is the quality of what we're eating, the quality of what we're drinking, because that does play a direct role into the quality of your hair. For some people, even changing their diet, they would see a growth, that their growth improves because their diet may have been hampering their normal optimal rate of growth. And when they change their diet to something that is a lot more wholesome, they will see an improvement in their growth rate and an improvement in the quality of what's coming out of their head. We cannot underestimate how much food has an impact on our hair. We simply cannot. We know so much. Research science has shown us so much about the impact of food. And so I just wanted to focus very quickly on some key and few things that you can do or incorporate into your diet for better quality hair. And I'm going to stress the better quality hair because that is what applies to the general population. If the quality of your hair is optimal because you're eating well, it means that your hair is less likely to be brittle, it's less likely to break because you're feeding it and nourishing it from the inside out. So what are the things that I want you to pay attention to? I would draw from the experiences of the people that have been on my hair course and the things that they have found to be deficient when I've asked them to go to their doctors to get a blood test. So for example, a lot of the ladies so far are low in iron. And we know that we can get iron from leafy greens. Now, leafy greens are good sources of iron. So things like spinach, for example, but we know that our body finds it really difficult to absorb the iron from vegetables. Instead, it does prefer the iron from meat, red meat in particular. If you're vegan or you're vegetarian, I would say Eat things like lentils, plant-based things that we know are high in iron, and also consider getting your blood work done ever so often. And if you need to supplement, then supplement. And when I say supplement, I mean get a prescription if you need it from your doctor. The ladies in my course also present with low vitamin D. Now, if you're Black and you live in a Western country, you are supposed to be taking vitamin D tablets, supplements every single day throughout the year. If you're white, you're supposed to be taking it throughout the winter months. That is the recommendation from doctors, especially from Black people. If you live in warmer climates or hotter climate like Nigeria, if you go out in the sun, if you take a brisk walk for 20 minutes during the morning sun, for example, that is perfect. That is all the sun that you need. You don't need more than that, but you do have to have that exposure to the sun. Of course, take precautions. Make sure you go out when the sun is, at its safest, and that's in the mornings. Don't go exposing yourself willy-nilly to sun at its highest point, unless, of course, if you're wearing sun protection. So pay attention to your iron levels, pay attention to your vitamin D, and pay attention to how much protein you're eating. A lot of women do not eat enough protein, essentially, and in particular, high quality lean protein. Our hair is made up of keratin, which is a protein. Muscles, especially for those who want to tone this 2020, protein is the building block of muscles. So you need to pay attention to how much protein you're eating. And I tell people that a quick and easy way to increase your protein intake is to buy whey protein powder. If you're not lactose intolerant, it's a very, very easy way to increase your protein intake. Whey protein is a milk byproduct. So if you can drink milk, then you can take whey protein. And a scoop of whey protein is about 24 to 25 grams of protein. It's amazing, it's low in calorie, and it will bump your protein up. I always encourage the ladies on my course to incorporate whey protein into their diet, especially if they know that they're not eating or taking enough protein. Now, carbohydrates is never an issue. A lot of people eat too much carbohydrate as it is because it's so freely available, and we, especially those in the West, we have, to be honest with you, a high carb diet. Fats. Incorporate healthy fats into your diet. So things like almonds, things like avocado, things like olive oil, coconut oil, those are amazing. If you were to push me and say, okay, what are the 2 fats that I should incorporate into my diet if I want to see an improvement in the quality of my hair, I will say to you without any reservation, include avocado, include almond in your diet. You will see the results over time. Remember, the avocado and almonds are a fat source, so they're high in calories, so be mindful about how much you eat. But having half an avocado a day, for example, is a great way to incorporate good, healthy fats into your diet. I really wanted this to be short, but I really wanted to emphasize how important diet is. Diet is crucially important because we know that a lot of people are walking around with deficiencies because they're not eating extremely well. Iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiencies are some of the 2 deficiencies that will wreak havoc on your hair. Keep that in mind. Include really wholesome green vegetables into your diet called micronutrients by some. And those micronutrients will really deliver for you. So in 2020, don't just, look at your hair regimen in terms of what you're topically putting onto your hair or how you're caring for your hair. Look at what you're eating as well, because that can be a powerful, powerful change in how your hair looks and how your hair feels, and even for some, how quickly your hair grows. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely week ahead.